bat bombs more terrifying than atomic bombs? Fat Electrician, tell me the things I need to know.
Today we're talking about the only animal-based weapon of mass destruction ever conceived. Ladies and gentlemen, America's bat bomb.
God bless America.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
As many of you are probably aware, at the end of World War II, America was looking for a new super weapon that could prematurely end the war. Option A was always the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Option B was, well, that was also the atomic bomb. But
What's our first option? Nuclear hellfire. What's our second option? Nuclear hellfire. What's our third option?
Option C involved 1 million free-tailed Mexican bats and napalm. No, I'm not making this up. I read the entire book to get ready for this video.
Oh dear God. Napalm is fucked.
Okay, here's the deal. It's not really a bomb. It's
Oh.
a giant bird cage that looks like a bomb, and inside of each one of these cages was 1,040 free-tailed Mexican bats that had
no.
a napalm incendiary device super glued to their chest
Oh, no.
that was rigged to go off with a timer. The idea was to do a bombing run at dawn.
I'm getting CIA dolphin vibes from this.
Releasing a bunch of these canisters. After being released, they would travel down several thousand feet before deploying a parachute. This would both slow down the cage and open it so all the bats could fly away.
Wow.
And because they were doing this bombing run at dawn, all the bats would immediately try to find somewhere to roost for the day so
No!
they could go to bed. And since they're bats, that's always going to be some dark, hard-to-reach nook or cranny like an attic. And given that Japan was made pretty much exclusively out of wood and paper at that
Oh no. Oh no. And that is why we have rules of engagement and things are classified as war crimes. Because if there's one thing that humans are really good at, it is game-ending other humans.
that point in time, presented an enormous issue in 2 hours when those bats would burst into flames and presumably light an entire city on fire.
Yeah.
Bah! Does this hurt the bat? Bah! Yes, this hurts the bat, okay? Just don't tell PETA. I don't need them coming after me with their frail, anemic wrath. I mean, realistically, they're gonna find this video anyways, because one of them's gonna be Googling bath bombs. Google's gonna be like, oh, did you mean bat bombs? And they watch my video. Now it's demonetized, so we're gonna have to have a sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is brought to you by JX Tactical, makers of my personal favorite holster, their trademarked Fat Guy holster.
I love it. Big boy. Is that a Glock? Looks like a Glock. Respect.
It allows you to carry a firearm and have a little bit extra room for tactical fluff. Anyways, back to these bat bombs. Now, I think we can all agree that this idea is so fucking stupid that it's genius, so who is the madman that came up with it?
CIA! CIA!
Ladies and gentlemen, a dentist and part-time inventor from Pennsylvania by the name of Lytle S.
Damn, consider me surprised.
Adams. A man whose other inventions included a fried chicken vending machine and a way to pick up mail by plane without having to land the plane.
All I'm saying is that inventors in the past were just built different.
So clearly, things are starting to add up. In January of 1942, he would write a letter to the White House, and let me tell you, it is one of the letters of all time. It opens up pretty strong with, and I quote, "Shall the sun set quickly over the land of the rising sun, with a dawn visit at a convenient time in an appropriate way." He then goes on to, in detail, explain that bats are the lowest form of life in the animal kingdom, and that he is thoroughly convinced that they were placed on Earth by God to help America win World War II.
Oh my god. There's no fucking way. I say there's no fucking way. But oh my god, you're fucking kidding me with that shit. Oh. God bless America.
With a bat bomb. So, clearly a well-balanced individual. I mean, we're talking about manifest destiny for fucking bats, for Christ's sake. In the letter, he then goes on to in detail explain why this is such a good idea. Bats are faster than birds. They can carry twice their weight. You can throw them in the fucking fridge so that they go into hibernation, and that'd be a really convenient time to strap a bomb to them.
How does a dentist know this? Like, it's the explain meme. Just explain.
You know, awesome stuff. I think the point I'm trying to get to is there's no way in hell this letter is making it through the screening process at the White House to make it to the president, right?
No.
Wrong.
Oh.
Apparently this guy knows Eleanor Roosevelt, mails the letter directly to her,
Fuck.
she gives it to FDR, and FDR fucking loves it. He immediately forwards the letter to his military generals with a note of his own that says, and I quote, "This man is..."
You're kidding me. This man is not a nut. Sounds like a perfectly wild idea, but is worth your looking into. You might reply for me to... You're fucking with me right now, man. Oh my god. We live in a society.
It's not a nut. It's a perfectly wild idea that we need to look into. And that's it. The president said we're doing it. We're fucking doing it. America's building a bat bomb because a dentist in Pennsylvania said so.
Because God bless America.
All right, fast forward like a year and a half. They figured out how to make the bomb itself. They figured out that they're going to use the Mexican free-tailed bat because it's very fast and very strong. They figured out that they're going to use napalm instead of white phosphorus. They've figured out how to attach the incendiary device to the bat itself. All that's left to do is to test it. And on May 15th, 1943, that's exactly what they're going to do. Needless to say, everybody that knows about it's really excited. All the bigwigs are showing up. There was even a Marine Corps General, Louis DeHaven, that showed up unannounced and uninvited because, well, he's a Marine and he heard that somebody was going to be blowing shit up with bats. And
look, I'm not going to tell him he can't go. I don't... Like, why are you... no one's going to tell that man that he can't be there. If he wants to be there, he damn well can be there.
And that's just what Marines are into. So they start the first test. They're going to drop 250 bats with nothing attached to them just to see how the bats react to falling out of an airplane. So the bomb drops, the canister's open, the bats take off. They go like 20 miles to some ranch that's near the airfield. They're everywhere. They're in this guy's barn. They're in his attic. They're in his hay. The bat bomb worked perfect. Okay, so test number 2. Now they're going to strap the incendiary devices to the bats, but they're going to de-weaponize them just to see how the bats behave when they're carrying their own body weight worth of explosives. So again, they drop the bomb, the canister's open, the bats take off, but they don't go nearly as far because they're over-encumbered.
Right.
Instead, they decide to just infest everything on the airfield. They're in the barracks, they're in the airplane hangar.
Colonel, why is there a bat in my barrack bunk? Private, get back to fucking work!
Hangars. They're underneath the general's car. And then 15 minutes later, they realize that they forgot to de-weaponize them. The bats blow up and burn the entire fucking place to the ground.
I hope that Marine Colonel had a blast. Oh, I hope he had a blast.
So the entire Army chain of command that's been in control of this project the entire time freaks out. They decide they're going to terminate the whole thing because obviously it doesn't work. And that's when that...
No, it did work! That's the thing! It did work!
Marine Corps general that wasn't even invited, General Louis McHaven, shows up as like, no, it worked perfect. You dumbasses just forgot to de-weaponize the bats.
The Marine speaks reason here, is all I can say. If there's one group of people that I trust, as long as there's no rules of engagement or senior management around, to get something done within 48 hours, well, goddamn, the fucking Marines are gonna do it in 48 hours and just blast Barbie Girl while they're at it. The Marine speaks reason here.
If you don't want it, the Marine Corps is going to take it over because this shit's awesome. And
do not give the Marine Corps napalm. I don't... I know what you think you want. I know what you think you want. It's not that I'm saying the Marines are stupid. I'm saying that they're playing 4D chess with things that blow up, and I have absolute respect for them.
And that's pretty much exactly what happens. The United States Marine Corps takes over the entire project, and it becomes known as Project X-Ray. Why'd they call it Project X-Ray? I have no fucking idea, and neither does anybody else. I mean, to be fair, we all knew the Marines were going to be in charge of this at some point. I mean, their entire life motto is if it looks
stupid, but we're... I have never seen this meme. Holy fuck, though, does that make a lot... That makes so much sense. I could have gone into the Marines. I could have just fucking joined the military. But I am now a cat on the internet. Who really won, chat?
stupid if it works, and that's exactly what this project is as a whole. So the Marines went ahead and continued testing. They ended up testing it in a mock Japanese village at Dugway Proving Ground, and what they discovered was that the average incendiary bombing run would light about 400 fires.
Oh, no, I couldn't join the military. My issue with authority would not be well, and I probably would get they would just tell me to fuck off, which is fair. I mean, like, respect. No one deserves to be treated like shit. But to be fair, the Marines are the ones that get to blow up shit and eat crayons.
The average
The
bat
legends.
bombing run would light about 4,700 fires, meaning that the bat bombs were 12 times more effective than a regular incendiary bomb. Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think most of you are picking up what I'm putting down. Being 12 times more effective than regular incendiary bombs means that the bat bomb is one of the most effective and most deadly weapons of mass destruction ever created.
I love it.
And I know that sounds stupid, but I promise you it's true. If you were to ask most people what the deadliest bombing run of all time was, guaranteed they would probably guess Hiroshima or Nagasaki.
Actually, as unfortunate and catastrophic as they were, no, it is not.
It's a great guess. It's the only time the atomic bomb's ever been used, and it was very deadly.
Yes.
But it was not the deadliest.
Nope.
The deadliest bombing run was done on March 9th, 1945, when America firebombed Japan. More people died from that bombing run than Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. And that was done with regular incendiary bombs. So you can imagine what would happen if bat bombs were dropped, which are theoretically 12 times more effective. It would have been absolutely catastrophic.
That's how to just wipe out a fucking province at that point. Like, you just... Town, city? Nah, we're wiping out this whole province.
I realize that we're getting oddly serious, and I apologize, but it absolutely blows my mind that in the biggest military conflict the world has ever seen, in the search for a superweapon, you had a bunch of scientists, the most brilliant minds in the world, that figured out how to split an atom in half, breaking chemical bonds, releasing an immense amount of energy and radiation and destructive force. And then you have the Marines that are like, I need a bomb-shaped colander, 1,000 bats, and some jungle jelly, and somehow...
Takes a swig from his trusty Vault 13 canteen. Trust me, it'll work.
the Marines managed to be more deadly. It makes no fucking sense. It's making me question everything, because my entire life I thought Batman was kind of a bitch for being scared of bats. Like, just grow a pair, grab a tennis racket, start Babe Ruth in those motherfuckers, and move on with your life. But no, as it turns out, Batman was right. Bats are absolutely terrifying, and it's all because some dentist taught the Marines how to turn them into a WMD, and I have no idea how to end this video. So I guess if you made it this far down this weird history rabbit hole, thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
All I'm saying is that my brain is unga bunga enough that if I had to meet Marines in a social setting, I could probably get along with them. Like, obviously I can't, you know, compete up to their level or anything like that, and they'd fucking run circles around me while I'm wheezing, right? Like, I feel I could have a social experience with Marines and it would go swimmingly well. And probably things would be allegedly lit on fire. It'd be a good night, though. I could see that. That is the best compliment I have ever received, that I have the brain of a Marine. Yes, that is 1 out of 3. That in fact tracks. God, Fat Electrician just fucking gets me. Like, I absolutely love that man.